In the heart of the Arctic plateau, where the temperature plunges to minus 71 degrees Celsius, there is no mercy, no second chances. This is one of the coldest inhabited places left on Earth, barren, endless, and brutally indifferent. No trees, no landmarks, just wind-sculpted snow stretching to a gray horizon that never seems to end. Right now, the wind is already whispering a warning. A single human being is walking into this frozen void with nothing but what he can carry and the will to come out alive. His name doesn't matter. What matters is what he knows. Every step is deliberate, every breath visible, turning instantly to ice crystals in the air. He's chosen this place deliberately, flat enough to pitch camp, just enough of a snow mound to break the worst of the gale. Survival here isn't luck, it's preparation meeting raw determination. Watch how he reads the land, how he picks the exact spot where the wind might be 5 or 10 kilometers per hour slower. That difference can mean life or death when the night temperature drops another 20 degrees. The tent goes up fast, canvas stiff as cardboard, poles fighting the gusts, stakes driven deep with an ice axe. Every knot, every guy line is tensioned twice. One loose rope and the whole shelter can collapse in a whiteout. Snow is shoveled around the base, creating a windbreak and an insulating berm. Already the difference is immediate. Inside these thin walls, the wind howls, but it no longer cuts through clothing like a blade. He lights the stove. The first sparks catch, kindling crackles, and for the first time since he left the sled trail, there is warmth. Real warmth. In minus 71 degrees, that small orange glow is everything. Night falls fast. The temperature keeps dropping. Wind slams the tent walls. Guy lines sing like guitar strings under strain. He tends the fire religiously, adds wood, clears ash, checks airflow. Every 30 minutes he steps outside into the black, breath freezing on his eyelashes, just to confirm the stakes are still holding, the drifts aren't burying the door. He melts snow for water, sips tea that steams so thickly it clouds the lens. There is no music here, no distraction, just the crackle of the stove, the roar outside, and the quiet knowledge that if the fire dies, everything ends. This is what real solitude feels like. You and the cold, negotiating who gets to stay. Hours pass. The aurora flickers faintly, a ghostly green ribbon above the storm. Beautiful, yes, but beauty doesn't keep you warm. He stays vigilant, adds fuel, listens, adjusts layers. The body wants to sleep, but sleep at minus 71 degrees without perfect heat management is dangerous. He fights fatigue the way he fights the wind, methodically, relentlessly. This isn't adventure for its own sake. This is a deliberate test of gear, of knowledge, of mind. And so far, he is winning. Dawn arrives slowly, almost reluctantly. The first pale light touches the horizon, turning the sky from black to bruised blue, then soft gold. The wind eases. The temperature begins its slow climb. He lets the stove cool, packs methodically, sleeping bag compressed, stove components stowed, tent folded with care. One last look at the site. Already the snow is smoothing over his tracks, erasing the camp as if it never existed. He shoulders the load, sled in tow, and steps forward again, into the same endless white, but now under a rising sun. He survived the night, not because nature allowed it, but because he refused to let it win. He walks on, and the plateau watches in silence.
As night deepens, the cold creeps in like a predator. Temperatures drop further, frost thickens on every surface. Without sleep, he combats the chill through constant micro-tasks, rubbing hands near the stove to restore circulation, sipping hot tea to warm from within, fluffing his sleeping bag but never crawling in. It's a thermal trap if the fire falters. He visualizes warmth, recalls past storms survived, turning fatigue into fuel. The wind batters the tent, walls shaking like they're alive, but he stays vigilant, poking embers, adding logs precisely when the heat dips. Hypothermia lurks if core temperature falls even a degree. Shivering starts, then confusion, then death. He counters with movement, pacing the tiny space, flexing muscles to generate body heat. This is survival stripped bare. No gadgets, just human grit against the elements. Hours blur in the dark. The aurora teases overhead, a faint green glow mocking the ground's brutality. He hydrates relentlessly, knowing cold air strips moisture from lungs with every breath. Mental tricks keep him sharp, counting gusts, reciting survival mantras, envisioning the dawn reward. No nodding off. Sleep means the stove dies, the tent cools, and frostbite claims fingers or toes. Instead, he adapts, layers adjusted for sweat control, gear repositioned for quick access. This night-long wakefulness isn't madness, it's calculated endurance, a testament to how the body and mind can synchronize against impossible odds, turning potential disaster into quiet victory. Finally, dawn whispers on the horizon, a faint blue glow piercing the black. He eases the stove down, packs with precision, erasing his presence as snow already begins to reclaim the site. Stepping out, breath still steaming, he trudges onward, resilient and unbroken. But here's the untold truth about places like Oymyakon in Siberia, the real-world inspiration for this Arctic hell. It's not just uninhabitable, people thrive there. With a record low of -71.2 degrees Celsius, residents leave cars running 24/7 to prevent engines from freezing solid. Schools stay open until -52 degrees Celsius because kids are toughened from birth. And there's no indoor plumbing since pipes would burst in the permafrost. Diets heavy in raw horse liver and frozen fish provide vital nutrients, while homes are built on stilts to avoid melting the eternal ice below. Yet, life persists. Festivals, families, even tourism, proving humans don't just survive the cold, they conquer it, one frozen breath at a time.